Hi, this is Thia Hamilton. Welcome to Risk, Change, and Entrepreneurship 2.0, a 5-minute workshop that's part of my Blackboard learning series. You can find this and other workshops in the series as they're developed and posted at thiasplace.com or by subscribing to my YouTube channel. There's more information at the end of the presentation. Owning and operating a business, even a home-based business, involves risk and change. They're inevitable because they're part of life. Some risks are recognizable on paper, in ideas and concepts, and because of change in the world around us. Other risks are recognizable because of the way they cause us to feel. The felt experience of risk is more personal, and also, now this is the good news, it's the one that we can take the most control over. We experience risk when we become aware of what may be lost, as well as what may be gained. We also experience risk in movement from the known, our comfort zone, to the unknown, what I sometimes refer to as either our grow zones or our panic zones. More on those in another workshop. When we get uncomfortable with the unknown or the threat of loss, we know it because our nerves are on edge, we are filled with anxiety. It can be scary. Sometime, and more so for some people than others, these conditions can also intrigue, attract, and excite us. Pause this presentation for a moment and think about where you would place yourself on an imaginary line from 1 to 10 between the extreme dread of risk, 1, and extreme attraction to it, 10. What's your risk number? Once you've done that, proceed. The Chinese have one character, that's a symbol, that's the same for both danger and opportunity. Our closest word for the meaning of that symbol is crisis. Risk is an aspect of crisis because it contains both danger and opportunity. The good news is that there are ways to succeed in the face of the risk crisis. The key is to manage the risk. That sounds simpler than it is, since the conditions that create risk are usually pretty complex, and many of them exist beyond our immediate control. So managing risk, for our purposes, means managing yourself in the face of risk. Internally, this means identifying, taking responsibility for, and choosing your own thoughts, feelings, and decisions. And externally, it means applying those decisions to your actions and behaviors. So let's put this into some actionable steps, 6 of them. First, identify what is actually in your control. Remember, you have control over what is inside of you and what you choose to do about it. Then, practice managing only that which you do have control over. Next, learn to recognize the signs of change so that you can better anticipate what may be coming up. Again, none of us can predict perfectly or with any real accuracy all the details of risk and change that will come up in our lives, but we can get our heads out of the sand and start paying better attention to the clues and the signs that are all around us. Since we will never get all the moves right all the time, give yourself permission to make mistakes boldly, and then practice the art of learning from those mistakes. This will give you a way to apply new solutions when the old ones no longer do the trick. Pause the presentation again here and do this exercise. Think of a situation in your life that involves risk or change. Consider these 6 steps and then make some notes for yourself about each, about how you might try approaching a challenging situation in a new way. So pause and then proceed again when you have just enough jotted down to continue thinking about it and fleshing it out more at a later time. This leads to the relationship between problem solving and risk. All problem solving involves risk. We know we have a problem when something isn't working the way we think it should, or we simply need to decide how to handle a new situation. You see, change creates chaos. Now, by that, I don't mean that everything explodes into a frenzy all around us, not that kind of chaos. In fact, usually, especially in the early stages of change, an old solution simply fails to get the same result that it used to. Problem solving, then, is the process by which we adapt to change, to chaos, by adopting new ways of handling or flowing with change. The real danger of risk can be less about what will happen if we venture into the unknown than about what will happen to us if we don't. We risk a lot when we give in to fear and defeat, when we abandon our dreams, lose sight of our visions, and miss the opportunities that are all around us. A sign of this danger is that of persistent, recurring unwillingness to venture into the unknown, or to try something without any guarantee of the outcome. Those who spend their lives avoiding all risk, I believe, face the greatest danger of all: small, fearful, and meaningless lives. The opportunity of risk, on the other hand, is that of freedom, exhilaration, rising above the fear and threat of defeat. That becomes possible when one holds sight of the vision by using imagination, by developing new skills to meet new challenges, and by seeking wisdom to increase understanding of self, of others, and of what is going on that brings about the change in the first place. In other words, risk-taking is an act of courage. It is the action part of problem solving. It both requires and equips a person to take charge and become a leader. And these things are put to use even when the outcome is unknown, outside the comfort zone, and far from guaranteed. In summary, leaders are risk-takers. Entrepreneurs are leaders. Entrepreneurs succeed because they embrace risk, both danger and opportunity, as necessary allies and tools for achieving goals and realizing dreams. Are you a risk-taker, a leader, an entrepreneur? If you have a dream and are ready to take the next step toward your own entrepreneurial success, risk and all, I'm ready to work with you to make that happen. Visit me at thiasplace.com and let me know what risk you are ready to take. And don't forget to comment, subscribe, retweet, follow me, and mark my site as one of your favorites. We can change the world together, starting by making it a better place for you. So be amazed and amazing today. Bye.